How much is a stream worth? Good freaking question. It's impossible to answer how much a stream is worth because that number is constantly changing, different across services, and a lot more complicated to understand than we give it credit for. The quick and easy answer, if you don't want to understand the music industry and how this stuff works, is about a half a penny per stream-ish. However, if you want to fully understand how much a stream is worth and how it's different on different services, you need to first understand the system by which we account for streaming. How it works is a streaming service, such as Spotify, collects a certain amount of money over a certain time period. That can be from either ads or from subscription payments. The streaming service takes that pool of money that was collected over some period of time and takes 30% off the top. This is typical, this is what iTunes does, this is what most online services do. The service then takes the remaining 70% of the money and divides it by the total number of streams that happened within that same period of time. And that, in short, is how much a stream is worth. The service then pays out the rights holders, such as the labels, the songwriters, the publishers, the artists, based on how many streams they had of their music. That, in a nutshell, is how the streaming services work. To give you a better example, let's pretend that I today started a lovely streaming service called Brenna. Let's say that 10 people paid the subscription fee during this pay period, this month, we'll say, and they all pay $10 a month for their subscription. So we have a total pool of $100. After the Brenna company takes 30% of the revenue, then there's 70% or $70 left over for the rights holders. So then we need to divide by the number of streams that occurred within that pay period. This is where things start to get tricky. We only have $70 whether people stream 10 songs or if people stream 1,000,000 songs, and we now have to divide that number by how many streams occurred. And that's why it's almost impossible to say how much a stream costs. Let's just say that there are only 3 artists on this streaming platform. We'll do Drake, Ed Sheeran, and Brenna Lynn, that's me. Hashtag stream my album. So now one subscriber might stream 10 songs, one subscriber might stream 100 songs, but let's just say that all together, when you added up all of those 10 subscribers, they all together streamed 700 streams. Okay, so if there's 700 total streams in this pay period, we're gonna need to divide our money by 700. So the $70 divided by the 700 streams is going to give us 10 cents per stream. That's not how much a stream is worth. This is all made up so that you can understand. Let's say that Ed got 300 streams, Drake just released an album and got 350 streams, and I'm a small artist, so I got 50 streams. You can find out how much money each of us made by then multiplying how many streams we had. I end up with $5, Drake ends up with $35, and Ed ends up with $30. Now, because I own 100% of my own material, I'm my own label, I'm my own publisher, then that means that I walk away with that $5 that I made. Where a lot of people complain about the streaming system is actually in a deal that they agreed and they signed. So let's just say that Ed only makes 10% of his earnings because he signed that artist deal, and that's his artist deal. He makes 10% based on how much sales he has. Then he's only going to walk away with actually $3 instead of $30. So when you hear big labels and superstars complaining about how there's no money in streaming, a lot of times it's because of the deals that they signed. Now obviously, streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, to name a few, are going to have a lot more money in their pool of money and a ton more streams and a ton more artists to divvy up the streams between. Because each streaming service has different numbers of subscribers per month, different ways that they make money, maybe making ad-generated revenue, different deals like family plans so that there's different amounts of money coming in based on how many people are listening, and completely different listening habits of users so that there's different amounts of streams, it's impossible to say how much a stream is worth because a stream on Apple Music might not be equivalent to a stream on Spotify. Tidal has a lot less users, so there's going to be a lot less streams, and they have a higher subscription fee. So a stream on Tidal for me is usually somewhere around a cent per stream, but on Spotify it's closer to 0.6 cents, but sometimes it's 0.4 cents, which brings me to my next point. I can't even tell you what a Spotify stream is worth because that's constantly changing based on how many streams are occurring, how many people are paying for a subscription, and when you pay, when you leave your subscription service, all sorts of confounding variables that are going to affect how much a stream is, so that a stream today might be worth a different amount than a stream tomorrow. Not to mention, different countries have different royalty collection rules. So in the United States, when a stream occurs, we pass through that royalty for the songwriter. However, in some countries, the collection societies take out the royalty before Spotify takes their cut and pays out the artists. So a stream is kind of worth a different amount there, and you need to have a publisher in those countries, and things just start getting really confusing. Clearly, it's a very complex system, and maybe you don't understand all of the nuances, but I hope that you at least understand that there is no easy way to say how much a stream is worth. If you'd like a quick estimate of a general stream, you can figure about half a penny per stream. However, understand that that's always going to be changing, and sometimes you'll make 0.8 cents or 0.4 cents or 0.75 cents off of each stream that you make. I hope that this whole complex system is at least a little bit more understandable for you, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please comment below. I always try to answer to all of the comments, so I would love to answer questions or just say hello. Pretty please consider subscribing as well. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Brenna Lynn, and I love to help other artists, and I'm an artist myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. Keep in mind that I'm not a lawyer or a music business guru, but I am pretty well read.